is up, ladies, gents, all you good, beautiful, wonderful people out there? It is your hosts, Chris and Chrissy, with the Chair to Face Wrestling podcast. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us on this when we're recording Saturday night. So I will be getting this out Sunday afternoon, probably after I do my Sunday things. Anyway, we have a lot of things to talk about in this episode, which normally it happens for us. So, bear with us, gear up, buckle in your seatbelts, and get ready for a wild ride. So, how we doing tonight?
Man, everything is about to turn on its head. I just, oh man, there's a lot to get into. I don't want to get on the soapbox too early because there's a lot to get into.
We can't do it too early, folks.
Not too early.
Can't do it too early. So going back, looking at our episode from this past episode, we didn't have any questions from what I had seen. Which, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm still not taking an ice bath anytime soon. So,
Oh, that's better for you.
I guess so. But with the Louisiana heat.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So, no questions this week. So we're just going to hop into it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Hop into it. I'm going to go over some quick little things because we have two really big storylines right now that are like two really big events that happened this week for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown that we need to take all the time to delve into, and then we'll get to Rushmore and it'll be great. So here we go. Monday Night Raw, quick little recap. So Naomi confronts Rhea Ripley. Now we have a triple threat match between Io, Naomi, and Rhea because technically, my girl did not lose against Io.
True.
Shout out to Naomi. Evolution was beyond phenomenal.
Yes, it was.
I truly enjoyed it because I did not watch the 2018 Evolution. So this year's Evolution was c'est bon. Yeah, absolutely awesome. The match between Io and Ripley is honestly now one of my top 10 favorite female matches.
It was great.
It was absolutely amazing. So Naomi cashed in. Shout out to Naomi. I'm excited. My husband is like, she won. She cashed in. I said, I honestly love her heel. She has been doing great with her heel character as of recently, so I'm living for it. But you screwed over mommy.
Yeah. Naomi has made. She's done a great job with her heel character. And listen, on a personal level, Naomi deserves this and has for a long time.
Okay? Absolutely.
She has been a hoss for a lot of years in the WWE, and so she deserves this. But she's made a lot of enemies. She's still got unfinished business with Jade Cargill.
Yep.
Beat her, by the way, at Evolution.
That was a great match.
Yes, it was.
That was awesome.
You would think that she still has some sort of unfinished business with Bianca from that whole Jade situation from months ago. That hasn't really been hashed out. We don't really know where Bianca lies. Okay, so there's that. Then you screw over both Io and Rhea. So Naomi's winning the belt, but she's not making friends while she's doing it.
It's keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Yeah. And Naomi at this point is, I'm going to make enemies, F these bitches, and I'm going to make my money too.
And she's doing it. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think it's great. I think going week to week, not knowing really what because I didn't see the Naomi catch in coming.
I didn't either.
I did not. I thought Io and Rhea, and maybe we should have seen it coming because of how great of a match it was and how great it was turning out to be. But when you have a match like that, excuse me, you get lost in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're so fixated on the action, you're not thinking about, oh shit, there's a women's Money in the Bank here, and it happened, and yeah, here we are. I think it's great. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah. So shout out to Naomi. If you guys didn't watch Evolution, I think you guys should go back and watch it. It is available on Peacock. It was a great women's pay-per-view.
Yes, it was.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Even the women's battle royal was great.
Oh my God,
So,
Battle Royal was great.
Nikki Bella, shout out to my girl. She was on top of it. Like,
Shout out to freaking Trish Stratus.
mm-hmm.
Oh my God, and I'm not even talking about her looks right now.
We're talking about
Yeah,
the in-ring capability, people.
Dude, listen. And Tiffany was great too.
Oh, yeah.
But Trish has been out of the game. And boy, she didn't look like it.
No.
It was unbelievable.
No.
It was like watching 2006 Trish Stratus all over again. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Like, they always talk about ring rust with a lot of
non-existent.
With Trish, absolutely not. It was like amazing. She was in the ring last week, like
amazing.
Kudos to the GOAT.
Indeed.
One of the GOATs of the women's division, because there's
there are debatable things.
There's debatables, yes.
In WWE, okay? There are a lot of them. The greatest women's wrestler of all time is not one of them, okay? Yeah. Listen, I got all kinds of love.
Listen, Linda.
For Lita, Chyna, and Moolah and Mae Young and Wendy Richter and Alundra Blaze and all those ladies that came before, okay? And of course, all the NXT products, Rhea, Becky, Bianca, Bayley, Charlotte, great. Those ladies do not exist if Trish Stratus was not blazing trails.
Yeah.
That's period.
Look, she's the GOAT. I know she's the GOAT. She is the GOAT.
Trish is the GOAT.
Chris is like, fight me. She's the GOAT.
Listen, I'll fight anybody on that. I will fight anybody. I would fight the devil on that one. Okay? I would. I'm serious.
Well, if y'all want to step up to Chris and battle him on who is the women's GOAT of wrestling, feel free.
Listen, I feel so strongly about that. I'll fight on that one before I'll fight about Shawn.
Oh.
That's my. Strongly, because it's not, to me, it's not arguable.
No.
It's just not arguable. So, Trish and Lita have always been like,
teetering.
Right, Trish has a couple more title reigns, and so you get technical. It's Trish, man. She was amazing. Tiffany was great.
It was a great match.
Evolution was amazing.
It really was. So, of course, we have Great American Bash that happened the night before. Not Great American Bash. That did happen with NXT. I didn't watch the NXT Great American Bash. Saturday night's main event. I watched Saturday night's main event. Great program. Always really great. We saw Seth Rollins, sadly, got injured, doing a move that he does a lot. And you see him land on his feet. And of course, you see that knee buckle and give way. Now,
we have to show you this disclaimer.
Get a little teeny. I'm on it, okay? And we talk about this on the show a lot, okay? So reel it in. Public service announcement, okay? That man did not fake the injury. One. Two, that man did not fake it to play it into a storyline. Three, my boy has had issues with that knee for many years, okay? He's what, almost 40? He's been wrestling since probably his 20s. I don't want to hear a single one of you hop into the comments and say, it was a work. He faked it. Motherfuckers, he did not fake an injury.
Angry.
Tired of people, anytime a wrestler injures themselves, and you see it happen in real time, and y'all want to go quick on the, oh, it's fake. He didn't fake. No, you clearly could see the pain in his face, the knee buckling and the leg buckling, which, by the way, is not a fun time. I've had that happen. It's not fun. Now, oddly enough, I didn't like break anything or injure anything or tear anything, but I felt my whole leg when I played roller derby at one point and I was practicing. I fell and my leg hit down onto the ground and I felt the whole leg jittle. You can't fake that. Okay? Yeah. So, Seth is out. Y'all better not come at me with the madness about injuries in the World Wrestling Entertainment, because I'll shut it down. He really got injured. If you don't believe me, go back and watch. So get well soon. He's going to cash that in because he has till June to cash it in. But hopefully he takes the time to recover and comes back healthy and strong and kicks ass as always. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. Okay, just hear me out on this one. I agree with you. I personally do not think that it's a work. I do not think that it was written in. I don't, and I think that because of his reaction post-match.
Right.
There's video of him being, getting out of the ring, and he visibly says, fuck, like that. I don't know how severe the injury is because it looked as if he was putting weight on it. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not, maybe he aggravated a prior injury. I'm hoping for the best. Here's what I will say about the people that are saying it could be a work. And this is the one reason why even I had a little bit of a moment on Monday night. When Paul Heyman is asked backstage about Seth's injury, he gives no details, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But the line he ends it with, to me, he said something to the effect that Seth has until June to cash this in. So Seth's injury is not a relevant subject. Mm-hmm. That, as a viewer, gives me pause because Seth Rollins is very relevant. The Money in the Bank briefcase is very relevant. It's relevant on a day-to-day basis because he can cash in at any time. So that comment kind of made me go, is it a work? But the more I listened, the more I watched. Seth did an interview and talked about how I foresee it, me being out for a little while with this. Again, apparently he needs another MRI because the knee was too swollen to do it at first. To me, you don't fake that. So I'm in line to agree with you. I don't think it's a work, but I was taken a little bit aback by Heyman's for a split second anyway. But yeah, listen. That is the one That's the one asterisk on Seth's career. And every WWE superstar has injuries, okay? But Seth seems to be a little more injury prone than others, especially in the knee and lower leg areas. Could be his DNA. Maybe that's just, it sucks. I can tell you that because Seth is, I've said it on this show. For my money, pound for pound, he's the greatest wrestler in the world. In that ring, there's nobody like Seth Rollins in the ring currently. Okay, so it sucks, and I fully believe, and here's the other reason I don't think it's a work. Because Roman Reigns came back on Raw.
And we'll get into that.
I think that Seth Rollins' injury happening on Saturday, you would have to, God would have to come out of the sky and look me in the face and tell me that Sunday, Triple H was not on the phone with Roman Reigns saying, hey, man, those plans we had for SummerSlam, any way we can do them tomorrow night? I think they were forced to bring Roman back sooner than they wanted, which is fine with me.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm living with it.
And we'll talk about Roman here in a minute. But
oh, yeah, we're getting there.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. And I'm really hoping that Seth avoided a major injury because,
it'd be devastating.
You just don't ever want to see that.
No. So, like I always say on this podcast, I know that obviously our fan base goes so far right now, which is fine. Like, we're going to grow. And I hope one day some wrestler just oddly enough falls onto some random podcast of two people talking about wrestling for an hour. And if that happens, Seth Rollins, shout out to you. Hope your knee feels better. But, that's wear and tear on your body. As we get older, our bodies are not the same. I'm 30 years old and getting out of bed is grunting, groaning, and everything pops and cracks like Legos. So it happens.
Yeah.
So even to the healthiest person. But moving right along, because we got a lot to talk about. Going into Monday Night Raw, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, they are still tag team champions. That was a great match as well. Interested to see what's happening next, which you all already know our stance and our feelings and how we are processing this entire Judgment Day. Not really implosion, not really magnitude like Oppenheimer type situation. Just kind of a little like Beatles separation. Which I won't stay on that soapbox for long. Because you guys know I could stay on it forever. Not doing it tonight.
I'm ready for the Dom Liv turn. Man.
Yep, I'm ready for Liv to come back with her little sassy self, and I'm ready to see it all just become dust in the wind.
I miss seeing Liv more in more ways.
They always have a memorial for Liv in the clubhouse. It's honestly hilarious.
I miss seeing her in more ways than one.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So Lyra Valkyria and Bayley had a great match. It was a 2-3 falls count match. So Lyra beat Bayley. She's going to be going against Becky at SummerSlam. Shout out to these two ladies.
Still going at it.
They put on magic in the ring.
Yep.
Random tidbit, if y'all did not see on Saturday night's main event, Jelly Roll knocked out Logan Paul.
Yep.
Shout out to Jelly Roll. That's why I listen to his music. That's my dude. Getting to see him knock and punch out Paul. Logan Paul was the best. I went to bed thoroughly enjoyed. Like, I woke up with a smile on my face the next day, living my best life.
I'm gonna take the opposite route here. Do you know how confident in yourself you have to be if you're Logan Paul? Because Jelly Roll's not a wrestler. And Logan Paul was willing. Logan Paul is an every week performer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was willing to let that big man and basically knock him out. Listen,
Great. It was
we
great.
can say whatever we want. Logan Paul is coming into his own.
Yeah.
And I know he's annoying. I know he's brash. I know he's a fart. I get it. But man, he's making the sacrifices and he's putting people over.
Yeah.
And he's letting shit happen to him. And that's how you build your stardom, man. That's what he's doing, the right things. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to him.
I think he forgot that Jelly Roll was about that thug life.
Yeah.
I think he forgot
True.
that Jelly Roll was about that thug life, but
True.
I am enjoying it. We will see him and Randy team up against Drew and Logan Paul at SummerSlam. That's going to be a great match. So on to the ending of Raw. What a match. So we had a gauntlet match, which is essentially you have one man running the gauntlet. It is a pinfall of submission. If you get pinned 1, 2, 3, or you submit, you're essentially out.
Right.
And the next man comes in. That's what a gauntlet is. Just a quick little education on a gauntlet match. So Braun Breaker ran the gauntlet. He did amazing, by the way. You could tell he was starting to kind of get tired, but the big dog held his own. And then CM Punk comes in, and my boy won the gauntlet. It was great. It was a great match. It really was a great match. Of course, Bronson Reed came out, and then Jey Uso came out to save CM Punk. And lo and behold, when Bronson Reed goes to jump off the top to do his tsunami, we hear the best theme music in the WWE right now. Not gonna lie, everyone's starting to chant OTC, OTC. I'm like, I looked at my husband and said, Roman's supposed to come back for SummerSlam. There's no way he's coming back in Birmingham, Alabama tonight. That's not happening. And then the music hit. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit. He's coming back. Like right now. And that boy came down there. Oh my God. It was the first time in a while that I had not gone to bed angry at watching Monday Night Raw. So shout out to the only tribal chief for letting me get a good night's sleep on Monday night. Thank you. Like Chris had said, and like I said, he was projected to come back at SummerSlam. So he had been out since WrestleMania, which obviously wrestlers take time off. The dude's got a whole family. I think his wife just had a baby. I think this is like their 6th kid.
6.
Yeah. Kudos to him because I can't do 6. 2's fine. We good. 6? No, absolutely not. So he came back. I'm interested to kind of see how the flow is happening. He still owes CM Punk a favor. Don't know how that's going to happen since, the WrestleMania dynamic had kind of, no. So yeah, let's talk about that. Roman Reigns came back. We are all very excited in the wrestling world. We all love us some Roman Reigns. Think he's going to go after Paul Heyman though, because Paul kind of screwed Roman over essentially,
Kind of.
majorly, and he decked him in the balls. So let's discuss it for a minute.
Gotta sit up for this one. It is well known on this show how I feel about Roman Reigns. He is the biggest draw in wrestling. I said it. In wrestling. Not WWE. Wrestling. On a personal note, the man is the husband and father, 6 kids. I mean, and I know in that family, that Samoan family, it's important for them to, produce but listen, every great face in the history of wrestling. Okay, I mean and when I say great, I mean like all-time great. They have during their career what I like to call an I made it moment. Okay, and usually that I made it moment happens on a return, or it happens at a PLE, or it happens, somewhere where they build them up, they're returning tonight, and they have that moment. You think about Triple H in Madison Square Garden, okay, when he came back from the quad injury and the reception that he got. You think about John Cena at the 2008 Royal Rumble when he was number 30. Nobody knew who number 30 was, and it was in, at Madison Square Garden, and Cena is number 30, and he gets that pop, okay? Those are the moments where they find out that, okay, I've made it. I've made it. Roman Reigns had that moment on Monday night. He comes back and does his thing, clears the ring. The best part of that entire segment was when Breaker and Reed and Heyman are on the stage up the ramp. And the whole fucking crowd in unison starts going, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. And it builds and it builds and it gets louder and it gets louder and it gets louder. Roman Reigns took a moment to look around and soak that in. That is his I made it moment. Remember something. A decade ago, this guy was the worst member of the Shield. Okay? Ambrose was the star, or Moxley, as he's known now. Okay? And you always had a feeling, because of how exciting Seth Rollins was in the ring, you always had a feeling he was going to become. Roman was the quiet one.
Right.
It's the explosive, big bodyguard one, but he was quiet. And then when he branched out on his own, nobody bought into it. Then he got buried by Cena on national television. And he owned all of that. And here we are 8 years later. He's had a title reign that lasted almost 4 years. And he's the biggest draw in wrestling. And he had his I made it moment on Monday night. Listen, that's the moment of the year. I don't care what happened at WrestleMania. I don't care what happens at SummerSlam, which we'll talk about. I don't care what happens at Survivor Series, War Games. That moment on Monday night, people don't understand that. Like, here I go, the younger generation, that moment that Roman had, and that when because he was staring them down on the ramp, and the crowd got so loud, he turned around. I want to almost say broke character, and just took it all in. That is rare. It's rare. I am so happy he's back. Totally unexpected. for it to happen, like you said, on a Monday Night Raw in Birmingham. Yeah, I do think it happened, as I mentioned before, because Seth got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder where it goes from here. I don't know. I mean, I have to assume he wants to get to Heyman. But I don't know where it goes from here. I don't know what happens. I think that's the best part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, now he's booked for every Raw leading up to SummerSlam, and of course he's booked for SummerSlam. So things will develop over the next couple of weeks. Listen, I've watched that 4-minute segment
Mm-hmm.
at least a dozen times since Monday.
Oh, it was.
Listen, that was amazing. It was amazing. I made it moment.
Yeah, it was great. And if y'all did not see that,
Dude.
you're living under a rock, and I need you
Oh
guys
my
to go
God.
watch it. Maybe after this episode, go watch it. But the build of Roman from the Shield days to him by himself, figuring it out as a single player, so to speak, and it happens. Every tag team, faction, whatever,
Yep.
what have you. You have that one guy out of the bunch who starts kind of developing themselves and they grow, and you see that growth, and this is the result. So I am pretty interested to see what is going to happen next. Again, we have SummerSlam coming up. That is 2 weeks away. We're almost into Survivor Series War Games territory, which is one of my favorite PLEs, pay-per-views for us older folk. And then, of course, we're rolling into Royal Rumble season,
Royal Rumble.
and we're rolling into WrestleMania season. And like we talked about in the beginning of doing this podcast, everything just kind of flows.
Yep.
You have the whole year, it all just kind of goes into a climax, into WrestleMania season. You get here, here's WrestleMania season, and then it all kind of settles down. You see storylines start to develop. You see rivalries start to develop. They run into the next couple PLEs, pay-per-views for us older people, because I'm gonna call them pay-per-views, okay? We're gonna stick to the classics here, okay? Rolling into it all the way into WrestleMania. It is a cycle. Like,
SummerSlam is my favorite event of
yeah,
the year outside of WrestleMania.
yeah. I think that's like
Because
my second favorite.
I've always said it's the turning point event
Mm-hmm.
because it's the middle of the year. SummerSlam is when shit hits the fan. And let me tell you, we haven't gotten into it yet, but shit's going to hit the fan.
We got a lot happening.
One last thing on Roman. You want something that's going to bring comments? Check this one out. For my money, Roman Reigns is top 10 ever.
Ooh. And if you don't think he is,
because of what he had to overcome. Listen, he was buried.
mm-hmm.
John Cena buried him on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Purposefully buried him. And Roman said, fuck it. I sucked. I got to own it. What happens from here is on me. And, well, he's done pretty freaking well for him.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't name 10 better than Roman all time. I can't do it. Not in all good conscience. I can't do it. That title reign he had, the storyline, the story of the bloodline, the ending of it with Cody, the rivalry with Lesnar. Oh my God. Listen, y'all can say what you want, man. He might be number 10, but he's top 10. I said it.
And if you don't like it, like I always say, pop it in the comments, wherever the comments are at. Or you can, suck it, essentially. So, Moving right along, because we have many, many, many things to cover. SmackDown last night. Again, look, I know I suck, guys. All right, I admit it. I suck. Sometimes, there are those rare occasional moments. So
Listen,
Cody Rhodes. Let's just get
there's
into
only
it.
one thing to talk about from SmackDown
Yeah,
last night.
yeah. Let's get into it. I watched the Cody Rhodes John Cena segment. They are now essentially going to be having a street fight at SummerSlam for the title. It is going to be. I love a good street fight. I love a good street fight. Any kind of like any kind of violence involving ladders, tables, chairs, kendo sticks, whatever you can get your little grimy paws on. Absolutely love it. So John Cena comes down to the ring. Cody signs contract. And John Cena essentially was being a nice guy. And he basically tells Cody, I would love to give you this title match. You earned this title match. I cannot, in good faith, go into SummerSlam and fight you because I have this project going on with Netflix. I'm emotionally exhausted. Like, he's going into it. I'm like, holy crap. Like, he's kind of like, I can't do it, bruh. Like, I need to tap out of this match, but you will get your match. Cody's not having it. Of course, Cody's not going to have it at all. And they kind of tussle around. John throws him into the stairs because Cody comes after him as he's going up the ramp because Cody's pissed off. I mean, and I get the emotion, okay? And then Cody takes John's hand as he had just took him through a table, which shout out to Cody for doing these things in suits. These are like thousands and thousands dollars suits. And he's fighting people in his suits. Shout out to the guy. Like, I couldn't fight in my dress clothes. Anyway, jumps off, lands onto John, takes John's hand, signs the contract. So we're forging signatures. I mean, I'm not about that. I mean, that's against the law. And then tells him it's going to be a street fight. Okay, so now we're in a street fight. Now, this is where Chris and I are going to come in with our little analysis. Chris has saw it, and that's why he's making that face, which, if you're listening on the Spotify, Chris is making a shit-eating grin because
I'm about to break all of your hearts.
So after going into it, diving into it, and also reading everything that is in the wrestling communities that I am in, people making the Highlander joke, that we're going to see some turns at SummerSlam, essentially. I would like to say a turn with Cody. And I kind of figured this once Cody lost the belt and you see that dynamical shift. He took out Randy Orton, which is his mentor, fought Jey Uso, who's his best friend. The scandal about playing fair, because Cody always plays fair. He plays by the rules. That's who Cody is. And he said, fuck y'all. I'm going to have to put some little emojis on the middle fingers, but that's fine. I'll figure that out later. I'll cover my face, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to get demonetized or taken off of YouTube.
Continue.
We're seeing a shift in Cody. And then, of course, there's that background of The Rock, which I'm sure Chris is going to get into this, but I'm on the train. So we're going to take it to the station of Chris. But there's always that background of The Rock. Could we see some turns at WrestleMania?
Cody is doing...
Bring it home, Chris.
Cody is doing what Cody has to do.
Right.
Okay? Cody Rhodes, for the last let's see, we're July, which is the 7th month of the year. So for the last 3 or 4 months since Mania, he's been between a rock and a hard place. Because in his mind, he unfairly lost the belt to Cena at Mania. And many of us would agree with that.
Yeah.
Cody is doing what he has to do. He's not concerned about playing fair. He's not concerned about Jey Uso or Randy Orton. And he's not concerned about playing fair because, well, John Cena didn't play fair. So in Cody's mind, excuse me, it's what's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You did this to me, well, payback's a biatch. Now I'm going to break everybody's heart.
Oh, shit.
I have said multiple times on this show, and Christina, to you in private, you have to look for things. If you want to know what's going to happen, you got to find the signs. To me, there are 3 clear and obvious signs that lead me to believe that we will have a double turn at SummerSlam. The first thing is the fact that Cody's back is against the wall. Listen, Cody is the hunter now. Cody wants his title back. So he's desperate. He's going to go through whoever he needs to go through. He's going to beat whoever he needs to beat. And he's going to overcome whatever he has to overcome to get back what he never fairly lost.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the street fight stipulation. Turning this into a street fight means that there's no countouts. And more importantly than that, there are no disqualifications, which means outside interference is allowed. Other people can get into this match and there will be no controversy because it's a street fight.
The only thing I can say is Travis Scott, that if he gets involved in this street fight, we're rioting. Continue.
It's all legal.
But
The reason that WrestleMania 41 was so frustrating is because it was not supposed to be a no DQ match.
Right.
It was supposed to be a one-on-one match between Cody and John, and it was not. This one, there are no rules. That's number 2. And number 3, and this is the dead obvious giveaway as to what's going to happen. And I will admit, it takes a seasoned veteran to notice something like this. But if you want to know what's going on in wrestling, if you want to know what's going to happen, you got to look. And you got to look real hard. Go back. Watch the promo. Watch the segment between Cody and John. For the first time ever that I can recall, Cody is wearing a watch.
Oh, I missed that.
Do you know which watch he's wearing?
It's the Rolex. No, not the Rolex. The watch that the Rock gave him.
It's not the one that Triple H gave him.
The one the Rock gave him.
It's the one that the Rock gave him.
How did I miss that?
At SummerSlam, you can mark my words. John Cena will turn face because Cody Rhodes will turn heel and he will join The Rock. And that will set up, here I go, remember what I've said all along?
Mm-hmm.
That will set up John Cena's final match, which will be a rubber match between John Cena and The Rock. Because that rivalry is tied 1-1. I have said it a dozen times on this show. That rivalry has never been closed. It's the only chapter in John Cena's career that has never been closed. And over the last few weeks, we have seen a softer side of John Cena. We have seen a more personal, a more caring side. You mentioned it in the segment on last night. He was caring. He was fair. He was upfront.
Yeah.
He didn't try to hide anything. That's the exact opposite of what The Rock wants. The Rock wants the ruthless one.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock wants the one that doesn't give a crap. And right now, the one that's ruthless and doesn't give a crap is Cody Rhodes. There will be a double turn at SummerSlam. John Cena's final match in WWE will be at Survivor Series against The Rock. I said it from day one that was going to be his last match. There is no way. We've both said this. There is no way he retires as a heel. There's no way. SummerSlam is the perfect opportunity to, 1, turn Cody heel, 2, turn John face, and 3, bring The Rock back into the fold. John Cena will have Cody Rhodes beat. The Rock's music will hit. He will come down to that ring, and everybody is going to think that he's there for John.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is Cody is going to kick John in the balls. Just like John did to Cody.
Yep.
Cody's going to pay John back, and The Rock and Cody Rhodes are going to walk off that stage, out of that ring, and out of that arena together. And the final image you will see of SummerSlam, you can mark my words, is John Cena in the middle of the ring by himself. He will stand back up in a world of pain. He will be crushed physically. He will be exhausted. He will be crushed mentally and emotionally. All of a sudden, the crowd is going to realize what just happened. And there's going to be a paradigm shift because that whole arena is going to start going, Cena, Cena, Cena. And the final image you will see of SummerSlam is John Cena in the camera like this.
Mm-hmm.
That old classic John Cena, I'm pissed off now, look. And he's going to be rejuvenated. Yeah. And the crowd's going to be on his side, and he's going to be a face, and he's going to show up every single freaking week. He's going to say, screw Netflix, screw anything I have going on. I want Dwayne. Hollywood versus Hollywood. Rock and Cena, Part 3. The Last Stand. The last match. The rubber match. Cena's goodbye. And John Cena will beat The Rock in his final match. He said that he's going to retire and he's going to leave differently than every single other WWE superstar. He's doing it on his tour. He's doing it as a heel, and he's going to become a face. But the real way it's going to be different for him than everybody else. Steve Austin, did he win his last match? No.
No.
Hulk Hogan, did he win his last match? No.
No.
Ric Flair, did he win his last match? No. Shawn Michaels, did he win his last match?
No.
No. John Cena is going to win his last match. And he's going to ride off into the sunset. And that's going to be SummerSlam. SummerSlam will define Survivor Series. Survivor Series will be John Cena's last stand. I cannot wait for it. As Paul Heyman would say, that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. You're welcome. The Watch.
Yeah.
The Watch is the dead giveaway. Cody is turning heel.
I missed that, but let me tell you something. After going back and rewatching it, because again, Chris and I talk a lot outside of this podcast. We've been really great friends since freshman year of high school. So we talk outside of this, all right? He told me to go back. I was like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch the promo because there are essentially wrestling Easter eggs in everything. I went back and I rewatched it because the first instinct that I got the first time I watched it was Cody's turning heel at SummerSlam. It's going to happen. We all can sense a heel turn. We can all sense a face turn. We've been saying this for months. We started this podcast in May. Somewhere around that time frame before WrestleMania started, we started this podcast. We got on here and we talked about this happening. John Cena is not going to retire as a heel.
No way.
He is going to retire as a face. I have had this inkling that at some point, given time, because Cody was a heel at one point.
Yeah.
He was a heel too when he was dashing Cody Rhodes, okay? Like, he's always been a good heel, all right? Yeah. So you have someone who essentially is way over with the crowd. Like, kissing babies and the whole nine. Like, that's Cody Rhodes. And you have John Cena who, the same thing.
Without John Cena, Cody Rhodes doesn't exist.
When we had that change at Elimination Chamber, it was a paradigm shift.
Yep.
And now it's about to be like this.
Look back.
I missed that Easter egg, but I did see somebody post that he was wearing the watch that The Rock gave him. He brought up The Rock and selling his soul in the promo. I'm like,
yep.
Well, you're talking about The Rock right now. John Cena coming out and basically being as open and as human as possible with Cody. And these little tiny moments that John has had, he's turning face.
The last thing I'll mention to you, if you haven't seen it, and I'll tell you for the viewers at home, damn it, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. After the segment, John Cena, with the belt in his hand, is going up the ramp. I said this after his match, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What does he do? He looks back at the crowd, he turns his back, and he takes the belt, and he goes and holds it over his head like he used to do when he was a face. Yeah. Every single title defense that John Cena had, that's the last thing he would do. He would go up the ramp, he would turn around
and hold it backwards
and hold the belt backwards like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew he was walking out with the belt. He did that after the segment yesterday. He did that. I'm telling you like I'm sitting here. Double turn at SummerSlam.
Look, we talk a lot on this show about a lot of little things that happen. And then 9 out of 10, when it happens, we're like, hey, y'all, we told y'all this was going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Um, Look, SummerSlam is 2 weeks away. Again, we have everything that is happening. Um, we needed to recap the big top things that
Mhm.
happened. Um, I didn't go much into detail tonight with the little snippets. So, for example, Goldberg had his last match last
Yeah.
Saturday, so he has rode off into the sunset and hung up his boots, and most deservedly so.
God bless Goldberg.
Peace out to
God
one of
bless
the best
Goldberg.
in the business, man. Well
Mr.
earned,
WCW.
right? Um, so going into SummerSlam, I think it's going to be a wild ride for the next 2 weeks.
Oh man.
I hope y'all stay tuned in, buckled in, and look at those Easter eggs.
Yep.
Um, big things are happening, and it's happening right in front of us, and it's going to I know that there's going to be a
Jesus.
double turn.
Oh
I
yeah.
know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be, as the Miz says, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, it will. Well,
So,
the timeline
yeah,
fits because Cena's already said this year's Royal Rumble in January, the one that passed, was his last.
right.
So he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble in 26. Well, that means that his last big premium live event is Survivor Series because it's in November. Well, there's only two more. There's SummerSlam, and then there's a couple little ones,
Yeah.
and then there's Survivor Series. So SummerSlam's when everything's going to happen. It's going to build here, and then it's Survivor Series, and they're by John. Like the timing of it fits. And listen, I can't believe we're so close to John's retirement. Listen, when the episode that we come on here and we have to talk about John Cena's retirement.
We're going to need tissues.
Oh my God. that is going to be the one that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through it. Seriously,
It's a
anyway.
bittersweet, and I've talked about this before, and I talk about this with just people in general. We are all getting older, and especially us millennials. And yes, we are millennials. I was born in 95.
Proudly.
I am a proud millennial. Come at me, bro.
Proudly.
I am a proud millennial. But anyway, we grew up in a time with wrestling where it was just absolutely amazing. All right. Like you had some amazing wrestlers in the 90s and 2000s. And I know there were wrestlers amazing before then. Okay. And I acknowledge them because we wouldn't have John Cena's or CM Punk's or Cody Rhodes or Bronson Reed. We wouldn't have them without them. All right. But it's bittersweet sometimes to see your childhood heroes
Huh.
essentially start to retire and start to go off into the sunset, whether it be wrestling, football, basketball, hockey, baseball. I mean, Alex Rodriguez, like A-Rod, that was one of my favorites.
A-Rod was your guy, huh?
A-Rod was my guy, all right?
He's done, man.
And he's done. It
A-Rod was stud.
it makes you really appreciate the times of growing up with those people who finally start retiring off. Um, and it's going to be very bittersweet because John Cena, of course, we have talked about it on the show, the impact that he has had just in our lives. It is going to be very sad,
Listen,
but
the two hardest days of my life as a sports entertainment fan, the two hardest days of my life were when Kobe Bryant was killed.
mm,
That 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 was That was heartbreaking.
And that was the epitome of the COVID-19 quarantine
That
shutdown.
was January 27th, 2020. I'll never forget where I was. It was that, and it was when Shawn Michaels retired. I cried like a baby. People say that this stuff is fake, and it's, you know, it's not that big of a deal, and it's just a sitcom, and it's just okay, yeah, it's a sitcom. Anybody a fan of Friends? The sitcom Friends? How was that last episode?
I
Pretty damn emotional.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Anybody a fan of, you know, like that 70s show?
Love that 70s show.
How tough was that final episode?
Very, very sad.
Okay, so you see the point. But these guys and girls, they lay their bodies on the line. They lay their health on the line. You can call it fake all you want. It's not fake. Fake on this show is the F word.
We literally will like boot you off the island.
There are two words, and I've said this before, but I want to shout him out because every time I think about this, I think of him. Y2J, Chris Jericho, one of my favorites of all time. There are two words that in talking wrestling that just irk my soul, and I'm right with him on this. The first one is fake, and the second one is botch. Nobody fucking botches anything. It's one take. It's live. There's no such thing as a damn botch, okay? And it's not fake. You go get suplexed. You go get cross-bodied through a table. You go let the Undertaker throw you off Hell in a Cell through an announce table and see how fake it is. You be Shane McMahon and stand at the top of a Hell in a Cell and drop down flat on your back through the announce table and have your fucking belly button explode. And tell me how fake it is.
Or you get thrown through glass at King of the Ring by one of the best of the best.
Be Mick Foley, who in that same match that he got thrown off the Hell in a Cell, climbed back up the cage to take a choke slam through the cage down to the ring that didn't give and had a tooth sticking out of his nose. And tell me how fake it is. It's not fucking fake. These guys put their bodies and livelihoods and health on the line. Why? For us. For our entertainment. Yes, because they love to do it. But for our entertainment. They become larger than life figures to us. The same way that LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt or, like to your point, A-Rod or Derek Jeter or who Babe Ruth. It's the same thing. Except this is wrestling. John Cena is one of those larger than life guys. That is going to be a very, very, very difficult day. You use the word bittersweet, and that is probably the right word. But let me tell you something. To me, it's flat out heartbreaking because it's just like, where did life go? Like I remember John Cena fighting Edge at New Year's Revolution. I remember John Cena throwing Edge off the ladder through two tables in Toronto in the TLC match. I remember John Cena facing Randy Orton. And I remember John Cena versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. To me, that's like, that was last year. It was 2 years ago. And in reality, it was 15 years ago. So it's, man. Yeah, that's going to be.
We might skip that episode.
Can't.
I know we can't,
Don't
but
skip out on anything on this show, man.
I know. Except for that one missing episode 8.
Double heel turn.
That's going to
Summerslam.
happen.
Look it.
So
Double turn, not heel turn. Double turn.
I think we've stayed on our recap soapbox of this future double heel turn that will be happening in 2 weeks. Mark our words. We'll be back and we will talk about that. Let's jump into some joy. How about some Rushmore? Lord, I forgot what our segment was. Holy crap. I thought this coffee was going to be the epitome of my life. Absolutely not.
This one may be the hardest one. To me, it is certainly the hardest one that we've done so far. It may be the hardest one we ever do.
Oh, man.
I want your Mount Rushmore of fantasy matchups.
Oh, God.
Fantasy matches can be anybody versus anybody.
Alive or dead?
Alive or dead, all time.
All right.
ECW, WCW, doesn't matter. All-time fantasy matchups.
Okay. All right. Number 1, right off the bat. Oh, God. Nope, never mind. Not right off the bat. Let me think for a moment and ponder this.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, think of your favorite Jeopardy theme. Do, do, do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do. Holy shitballs, Batman. Damn co-host. All right. Number 1. I'm going to say
fantasy
WC.
matchups or matchups you'd like to, like matchups that maybe happen once or twice that you'd like to see again.
I would
Broaden
like
it out a little bit.
to see, in the heyday of WCW 90s Goldberg versus oh man, I would like to see him. I would have loved to see him, honestly. Now, this is 90s top tier Goldberg with his streak
Yeah.
on the top of the world against Braun Breaker. I think that would be a hell of a match. Seeing him spear, both of them have an amazing spear, by the way. I saw Wheezy Blonde had asked somebody, would you rather take a spear from Braun Breaker, or I think it was a RKO? And a lot of people said RKO because Braun Breaker hits you at 20 plus miles per hour and your entire body just shifts. But I would love to see WCW Goldberg against Braun Breaker. That's my 1.
That's a good one.
2. And we talk about this guy. I would love to see Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. They always put on great matches. Same thing with him and Kurt Angle. I would love to be able to see them wrestle again. We're not going to get into detail with Chris Benoit, but you know how we feel about Chris on the show.
But it's the fucking
we
truth.
Don't agree with anything that he did. It is absolutely sick.
Yep.
Absolutely sick. There is no excuse for what he did. We do not condone it on this show.
No, but he's a hell of a wrestler.
Some of his great matches, I would love to see again. I would love.
Hell of a wrestler.
Here's one. we'll stay on the Chris Benoit train and I'll go to number 3, okay? Before shit went down, he was supposed to have a match with CM Punk.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen that ECW match with young CM Punk and Chris Benoit. That match would have been amazing. He would have put on a clinic with CM Punk, and I think it would have been a great match either way of the outcome. Number 3. This is so hard.
Yes, it is.
I think I would like to see Ultimate Warrior in a match with maybe like 90s Triple H. I think that would be a pretty decent match. I think that'd be a good match. And number 4, I would love to have seen the Great Moolah and Mae Young in their heyday. I think they would have been amazing. So I'm going to say Young, Moolah, and Mae Young going at it with each other. I think watching them in their heyday would have been top tier. Those are my 4. This was a very, very difficult thing to think about.
Especially off the cuff. I'm not giving you.
Yeah, but I did it. I think those would be some great matches. That's it. Yeah, that's those are my matches. Merry Christmas. Don't say I never gave y'all nothing for Christmas.
Goldberg versus Steve Austin.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That was always a dream match of mine. Goldberg and Steve Austin. I would kill, and this match happened, so this is one of those that I would just pay big money to see again. I would love to see Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle again.
Ooh, oh.
If you haven't seen that WrestleMania match, you haven't lived.
Which WrestleMania match was it?
Oh my God. WrestleMania, oh boy. 20? Was it 20? Shoot, you tested me on that one. It's Kurt Angle, or 19 or 20, I think.
21.
21.
21. WrestleMania 21 was a great WrestleMania, just saying.
Yeah, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood.
Yeah, that was a great match. Now I remember.
Shawn and Kurt Angle, I would kill to see that one more time. That's 2. That I've always said that I would like to see who the 2 most innovative tag teams of all time, in my opinion. Innovative, not greatest, innovative. I would love to see the Dudley Boys and the Legion of Doom.
Oh, God, that would be amazing.
That would be a blockbuster of a tag match.
Oh, my God, that would be amazing.
And the match that I have always wanted to see, because it would be an absolute dream match. It would be 5 stars. It would be The Undertaker versus Sting.
Ooh, are we talking like 90s or 80s
No,
Sting?
I'm
or just like Sting in general?
Black and white baseball bat Sting.
Oh, God, yes.
Versus the Undertaker, the dead man.
Ooh, okay, that would be phenomenal.
To me, that was the conscience of the WWF or WWE, and the conscience of WCW.
Ooh.
That has always been my ultimate dream match. Would be those 2 dark. To me, they're the 2 greatest characters in the history of wrestling.
Hands down. Hands down.
I would kill to see, I would have killed to see those 2 fight.
That would be amazing. I think that would be a great match just to kind of see it. Man, we
Yeah.
were robbed. We was robbed.
Were.
We were robbed of life. I think that would have been an amazing match. Damn, these are some good little matches. Hard to think about on the cuff,
It
but
is. It is.
I want to hear what our viewers think.
Yeah.
I need you guys to put
Great.
your dream matches in there. Um, Dead, alive, wanting to watch again. I think if I could go back in time, I would like to re-experience The Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania again.
Which
Seeing that
one?
when Stone Cold turned heel.
Oh, 17. Yeah.
Going back and I think mentally, if I could, which I hate to say this, if I could wipe my slate clean of WrestleMania knowledge and go back and rewatch them, I would love to be able to rewatch WrestleMania 17 again.
WrestleMania
Fresh
17.
mind.
WrestleMania 17 is the greatest WrestleMania of all time. It is the most loaded card.
Yes.
And listen, and people talk about the Austin Rock match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just telling you for perspective on this. It was a great match, don't get me wrong. But the reason people remember that match so vividly is because of how it ended with Vince and Austin turning heel. Fact of the matter is, the best match of that entire WrestleMania is the one that preceded that match. And that was The Undertaker and Triple H.
Oh, God, that was a great match.
Listen to me. That was the best match of that card. And that card was loaded from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely loaded. That is the greatest WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania 40 was great.
Yeah, it was. But
when Cody finished the story, don't get
right,
me wrong.
it was great.
It was great. WrestleMania 20 was great. WrestleMania 21 was great. WrestleMania 22 was great. WrestleMania 3 was great. 17, that stands alone. To me, WrestleMania 17 stands alone. It always has.
And if I remember correctly, nope, it wasn't WrestleMania 17. There was one WrestleMania. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on it. They were in where were they at? It was one of my favorite WrestleManias. Was it 17? It was at the Astrodome. Yeah, it was at the Astrodome.
If it was at the Astrodome, that's 17.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit had come out.
17.
Thank God, my brain is working. I think I would want
because the theme song to that WrestleMania, number one, Undertaker used "Rollin'"
right
as the theme song, but the theme song for that WrestleMania was "My Way" by Limp Bizkit.
Oh God, look,
it's my way, or the highway.
I'm just I
WrestleMania 17, man. I've said it for years and years and years and years. WrestleMania 17 stands alone.
Every pay-per-view in the late 90s and 2000s always had the best music, and they always used Limp Bizkit, they always used Finger 11, they always used all these different somewhat rock, it was great. I love the music, by the way, just saying. I'm throwing that appreciation out there. But, I think that wraps up this little ditty of a episode. We covered a lot. The Great One is back. We're living for it on this podcast.
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah. Tune in.
Let's go, baby.
Tune in for the double heel turn. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Go back and watch some older episodes and go back and watch some older pay-per-views, so to speak. These are your hosts, Chrissy and Chris. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. Thank you for joining us tonight, and peace out, Girl Scouts. We are out.